this problem says if capital F of x equals our integral from 0 to x of f of t, where f of t equals the integral from 0 to the square root of x of u cubed du, find f double prime at 16. Well, this definitely looks like one of those fundamental theorem of calculus derivative problems. From what we've done so far, we know if we take the derivative here of capital F of x, that means we take the derivative of the other side, which would just equal f of x. But we haven't had one where it asked second derivative. So how do we find the second derivative here? Well, if we know first derivative here is equal to f of x, we have something over here that describes what function f is. It does say this is at t, but the variables themselves don't matter. It's still the same function regardless of what the input is. So if we want to think of this as x instead of t, that should still be equivalent. So now what we know is capital F of x here is equal to f of x. F of x we should be able to replace then with all this, because that's what f of x is equal to. So now we got f prime of x being equal to the integral of the square root of x from 0 to square root of x of u cubed du. So applying now the derivative a second time, we should be able to figure out what the second derivative here. So f double prime of x, if we take the derivative of this other side using fundamental theorem again, that's replacing whatever this variable is with square root of x. So we would get square root of x to the third power. But this is one of those chain rule ones. It's not just x. So what is the derivative of square root of x? That would be similar to x to the 1/2. So it would be 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. So using fundamental theorem, that should be the second derivative. Now we can't quit there though, because they wanted us to find what's the second derivative at 16 here. So if we plug 16 in for the x's now, we should be able to get this answer here. I'm going to rewrite this back in that other notation. So if we move that down to the denominator, it'd be x to the 1/2, and then 1/2, remember, something to the 1/2 power is same as square root. So that'd be same as square root of x, or since we're plugging in 16, square root of 16. Now, just doing some evaluation, we can find this out. Square root of 16 is 4, so we got 4 cubed. Times 1/2 times square root of 16 again is 4. Simplifying down further here, you have, if you can figure out what 4 times 4 times 4 is, 64, you can do that. Otherwise, there is a 4 down here too. So if you canceled one of these, this would just be 4 squared. So we got 16 times 1/2, or answer would be 8. So that would be the evaluation of that one.